Hello everybody, my name is Rosie and I am a resin artist. This is my very first time going live here on Amazon, so bear with me, but I thought, hey, why not come on here and share some of the products that I use that I purchase through Amazon. So I was getting ready to finish up some details on a resin board that I have, and I'll show you guys here. Right here, this is the board I'm working on. So I was getting ready to add some details. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'm gonna come on here and share that process. And before I do that, I'm going to walk through some of the products that I used thus far to create this board here. So the resin that I typically use is this one right here. It's Alumilite Clear Cast Plus. It comes in part A and part B, and you need to mix those two together. And I have selected it there. So you are able to purchase this through Amazon, and it comes in different sizes. So this here is 2 gallons. So what that means is part A is 1 gallon and part B is another gallon. And the mixing ratio for this resin here is 1:1. So you mix that 1:1, and you want to make sure that you mix that very, very well. Like I said, that does come in different amounts. So you can get the 32 ounce, the gallon jugs, which is, half a gallon part A, half a gallon part B. And so that is the resin I use, and that is Alumilite Clear Cast Plus. And there is an Alumilite Clear Cast. And what the plus is on that resin is UV protection. All resins yellow over time, and so by having that UV protection in your resin will slow down the process of yellowing. There's other factors that will make resin yellow quicker. That's direct sunlight. So if you are working with resin, you want to make sure that you do use items that have that UV protection if you are especially using lighter colors. So like I said, all resins will yellow over time, but there are resins like the Alumilite Clear Cast Plus here that has the UV protection that will help slow that down, and also by controlling other factors like not putting it in direct sunlight. If you are on, if you missed it, this is my first time going live, so bear with me. I am a resin artist, and I wanted to share some of the products that I buy here on Amazon to create my art. So the other thing, if you're working with resin, that you want to have is a heat gun. And here, this one here is actually on limited time deal, 20% off right now. And as you can see, it's pretty beat up, or I don't know if beat up is the right word, but I use this quite a bit. It has just the on-off switch here, and then you can change the heat right here by twisting that, and then it does come with different nozzles, and it actually came in a really nice case. So for the price, I mean, you really get something great. And I use this quite a bit, so that's something that you want when you're working with resin. The other thing is I use a full face respiratory mask. This is 3M. It fits really well. Let me load that. When working with resin, you want to make sure that you use the right cartridges that are for working with resin. And this mask is very comfortable to wear. So it also has the top where you can tighten it here, and then on the side there, and easy to remove. So that's what I use when I work with my resin. The other thing that I use are the plastic mixing measuring, which is right here. And I actually left it, this was the last time that I used my resin. I have the stick in here, and as you can see, I've used this quite a bit. And all you do to, once your resin has cured, you just pull that out like this. You get your resin out, and then you can clean the inside a little bit more. If you still feel like little pieces of resin in there, you can use some tape, or you can use some isopropyl and just wipe that down. But these are great because you can reuse them. And this right here is the 60 ounce, which shows you here. And like I said, with the Alumilite resin, it is 1:1. So it actually gives you the 1:1 mixing ratio, or you can just go by the ounces here. And I use them over and over until they've kind of, you know, ended their amount. Sometimes once you reuse them over time, they will crack. So that's what I use to measure. These do come in different sizes. So the other thing is, when you work with resin, if you use silicone products, the resin cures, and these silicone sticks, you can see that this is black resin here that I colored with some pigment paste. But what you can do is then just peel it right off the silicone, so you can reuse these. I like to reuse things, so that's what I love about the silicone. And then before I get to working on the details of this resin art piece, another thing that I absolutely will not go without in my workspace here is my air purifier, which is right over here. This is the Levoit Core 600, and I have it turned off right now. It does have an automatic feature on it where it will detect when it needs to turn on to filter my space here. And the Levoit Core 600 is for large spaces. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly how big, but they do have the smaller models. I believe it's the 400, I'm not quite sure, but they have the smaller models for smaller areas. And like I said, it automatically will turn on. It actually, I have an app on my phone that will detect when the air quality in my workspace is not great. And it also has the air sight detect where, you know, if it detects any kind of dust particles in the air, it will turn on. And that's really important when I'm working with resin, because I don't want anything falling into my resin as it's curing, because that's just not fun. So that, you know, the air purifier is something that I absolutely love, and it works really, really well in my workspace. I am in a large space here, and that is the Levoit Core 600. It is 3-stage filtration with the HEPA filter. And what you want to do is clean that once every 30 days, and it's super, super easy to do. There's actually a video in my storefront that walks you through the different, it walks you different how to clean it. I show you how to clean it and the different, the 3-stage filtration and what, you know, why I really like this air purifier. So what next? If you guys have any questions, oh, and the Lavoit core is on limited time deal too. It's 17% off right now. So, you can check that out. And if you guys have any questions while you're watching here live, just pop them in the message box there and I can get those answered for you. Again, this is my first time going live and I hope I'm doing good. So the reason why I came on here was because I wanted to go through the details of this board here, and I'll bring it down here. So this right here is going to be a bathtub board, if you guys can see. And if you look right here, I'm gonna show you guys. So right here we have, this is the crushed glass that I use, the Celestial Diamond Starlight. This is what I use and I absolutely love it. And for these smaller projects, you wanna make sure that you get the quarter inch, the 1/2 inch can be quite big, and I can show you guys, do I have any, the difference. Let me show you guys the difference because it does really make a big difference, especially when you're working with these smaller projects. So this here are the 1/2 inch. So don't make, if you're wanting it for these smaller projects, these can be a little bit too big. I'll show you the difference here. Okay, so this is the quarter, which I have selected on the screen right now. And this is the 1/2, which is a little bit bigger and would be kind of too chunky and big for a project like this. I have used these bigger pieces on much larger art pieces, like 4 feet by 6 feet art pieces, but this one here I would add over the 1/2 inch. So, and again, the color of this is the Diamond Starlight. And then you put that on, you pour the resin, and then what really gives it a shimmer is this shard glass here that you sprinkle over, and I'll go ahead and select that on the screen right now. It's the Meyer Imports crushed shard glass here, and this really is what, I don't want to take my phone off here, but if you were to glide this through, it creates such a sparkle and shine. It's just insane. So that's something that's definitely a must. And then what's holding up my board from the table are these yellow painter pyramids right here. And the good thing about these is you can just peel any kind of resin that gets stuck on here right off. Let me see if none of these pieces are here. I can show you. So you have your resin on there and you just pop those right off and you're good to go. So that was those pyramid right there. So I get those in the larger packs to have multiple of those. And then, so the colors you see on the board here are the Meyspring pigment powders, which I absolutely love. And I'm just gonna go ahead and select the Gilded Gold, which is one of my like all-time favorites. It is the gold that you see right here is this one right here, and I absolutely love these. All Meyspring pigment powders are highly pigmented. You don't need a lot of it, and these little jars here are great. There's some that are discounted right now, and so the colors that I used on this are the White Pearl Meyspring. I also used this green right here. I did quite a bit of mixing as well with them. I did, you know, some of the White Pearl mixed with, you know, the two greens put together because I wanted to get a different colors in there. So the olive gold, and then you have mermaid dust. I do have all of the colors in the Meyspring line, and they're all great, highly pigmented. The gold is a floating pigment powder, so it gives it a really cool effect when you put the gold in. And then I did create, I had a little bit of extra resin, so I'm making this like jewelry little dish to go with this right here. So now what I want to do is I'm going to add some of the details, and before I get to that, I'm going to show you in the end I will add some hardware to this, and I'm trying to click here on the hardware. So the these come in two different sizes. So I'm going to show you. These are just absolutely, it comes with the screws and it comes with different sizing. So this is the 5-inch hole. There's 5 inches separated, and it just goes so nicely with these boards, and it just gives it a really nice luxury feel. It also comes in a smaller, which I wouldn't use on this board because it's too small, but it comes really in handy for the smaller boards that I make. So here are the two, and they're just very pretty. They go with everything, and I absolutely love it. So those are the two sizes. And like I said, it does come with the screws. It comes with the different size screws. So what I'm gonna do here on the board is I'm going to add some glitter lines. And in order for me to know where I want to add my glitter lines, I can use these Posca pens right here because they are water-based. When you draw on here, if you want to clean up the line, you would just wipe it off with some water, and it comes right off, and I'll show you here. So here's just the white. So you want to shake these up really well. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop those in the comments. So this one's probably kind of coming to end of life, but they come in different sizes, different point sizes. So this one here is the 5M size, and then I have 3. Show you the difference. Okay, so this is 3, this is 5. And then we have the different I had a really big white one, but you can get them in the different sizes. And like I said, these are water based. So when you want to shake them up good, and you'll hear that little clicking. Okay, this is not the color I would use, but what I want to show you is that you can draw on here and then easily just use a little water and wipe it away. So because I'm going to be adding some glitter lines, I kind of want to just play around and figure out where I want to put those glitter lines. So my Posca pens are really good to do that because I can actually, you know, kind of just draw some lines on here and just determine where I want those glitter lines to go. And if I don't like it, then I could always just wipe them away. I do actually use the Posca pens to create lines in my art as well. And these can be used obviously on paper and not on, you know, it's not just for resin, but on something like this, I would also use my gold, and these are oil based, so these aren't as easily wipeable. Now, I like to keep some isopropyl around when I'm working with these, because if you can get to it in time, you can actually wipe it away pretty quickly. But if you can't, don't fret, because sometimes you think a line's gonna look good, or you think it's gonna look good, and if you don't wipe it back in time, and I can show you here quickly, we'll wipe, and these two, I get these on Subscribe and Save. I have these on Subscribe and Save, as well as my cartridges on my respirator mask. One, I do that for my cartridges on my respirator mask because it's a reminder for me to change them. You know, you want to make sure that you are changing your cartridges from your respirator mask frequently, depending on how often you work with resin. I actually work with resin quite a bit, and it looks like the cartridges that I have listed are 41% off right now. But like I said, I have these on Subscribe and Save, and I get those delivered to my house every 30 days, and that is my reminder to change out my cartridges on my, and I did not mention earlier, so what I finally realized over time with the respirator mask is one size does not fit all. So you want to make sure that when you are purchasing a respirator mask, you get the right size. So in the 3M, your small is going to be the 6700, which is the mask that I use, and then your medium is your 6800, and your large is 6900. So that's the difference between those sizing when you are looking at that. So what I was saying is, if you take these Deco Color metallic marker and create a line, and I have my isopropyl here, and I'll have it ready on a piece of paper here, ready to go. So if I don't like my line, I can try to wipe it back. Okay, and you could if you get to it quick enough and using a little bit of strength, you can wipe it back right there. So let me get you guys in a little closer here. You can wipe that back, but if, for instance, you aren't able to get it off, some paint thinner will get that taken off right away. So because it's oil-based, it's not as easy that if you are working with the Posca pens, which are water-based, and you can just kind of wipe those back. And just water would work on the Posca pens. You don't need the isopropyl. So this is my water. Okay, and then the water will just take that right off, like so. These gold markers, you can also use to paint your crushed glass. So I actually just mixed some of the gilded gold Meyspring with some varnish. And the varnish I use, I haven't linked it in this video. And again, this is my first time going live here, so I don't know if I could add it to afterwards, but this is the varnish here that I mixed with this, and then I just painted the gold on. But you can also use this, and you know, just depending on how much I'm gonna be painting or adding, you can use these. And again, I was saying that because I do quite a bit of this work, I actually have these on subscribe and save too, because I never want to not have a like perfect metallic. And these come in different metallics, so, and sizes. So here's silver, and as you can see, I mean, this one that has been used quite a bit, but different tips and sizes on those. And it also comes in a what's the like a rose gold as well. So this is how I would be doing my detail work. I would either use these gold metallic markers or the silver to do my edging here on the sides, or I put the varnish in with I mix that up with my Meyspring pigment powder. And you don't need a lot of this at all. I've had this jar here for probably 6 months or so, and I still have some in there. And like I said, I do a lot of resin. So if you have any questions, just pop them in the comments there and I can get those answered for you. So yeah, so I mean, on this one here, I'm considering doing some gold lines. So before I commit to my gold, which isn't a problem doing because I know that I could actually wipe it away with paint thinner if I don't love it, but I try not to use that, you know, I don't love using that. So then I just would use my Posca pens to really kind of lay out where I would want my lines to go, because this is supposed to be, you know, like a geode inspired piece. So maybe I'd put one in there, and then maybe something in here. I don't love that, so I'm just gonna wipe that away. And even though they do wipe back, maybe using the blue isn't the best, but I also will sand this down before I add my other top layer of resin. So really, if you know, I put some gold down and I don't love it, I could always sand it away, but that's not what you have to do. But so I absolutely love these. These come in so many different colors and sizing. These are just 2 sizes of many that Posca offers. This is a different, my kids got to this one, so that one's dried out, but they come in different sizes and tips. So, and they last for a good amount of time. You want to make sure that you keep them covered. So those are my favorite resin items. I walked through you know, what resin I use, which is the Alumilite Clear Cast Plus that has that UV protection, which helps with yellowing of your resin. Their Clear Cast is another product that they have that does not have that UV protection. So if you are working with darker colors, like black and darker colors, it may not be something that you necessarily have to really worry about, but I just tend to stick to my Clear Cast Plus, which does have that UV protection. And then the heat gun here, which is an on-off switch right here. And then you control your heat by turning this here. It does have different nozzles to put on here. So if you ever see someone doing an ocean board, they may have a different looking nozzle on the tip of this, and it does have that. And then we had our measuring containers that I showed you can be reused once you allow the resin to cure, and it does come with the mixing sticks. And then my respirator mask, which is full face to cover my eyes, and I love this. I can do another live on just my mask because there's ways I can clean this and other products that are great to use. And then I have my cartridges that I use for resin. Then I also talked about these silicone sticks, mixing sticks that you can reuse and just peel the resin right off and reuse them. And then my all-time favorite hardware that I use on most of my boards, and these do come in different sizes. They're really, really pretty. They have the 5-inch holes, and then you also have the screws that come with it in different sizes. And then the 3-inch holes there. So those are the two different ones. And then Meyspring pigment powders. The one that I have selected there is the white pearl, which is this one, and the white that you saw in my board. And I am coming to the end of my white pearl. I do use this color quite a bit. And then I told you the gold is my all-time favorite, and that's what I mixed with. You see it in the board, and I mixed it with the varnish to create that gold look around the crushed glass. And then the different greens that I used within, and then favorite glass to use on my resin projects. And I did show you that it does come in the 1/4 inch and the 1/2 inch sizing, and that 1/2 inch is pretty big. I don't recall where I put it, but I did show the different sizing earlier in the video. And then of course the different Posca pens that I highly recommend kind of building up your collection of Posca pens, because you never know, you know, what color you're gonna need. And then my all-time favorite metallic marker that looks like it is 23% off right now. And it does come in different sizes. And like I said, I have these on subscribe and save because I hate when I need it. And there have been times actually where I have just taken off the top here and poured it into like a cup and painted it on. And then I absolutely love these yellow pyramids that hold up my boards when I'm working, or you can put your canvases on those. These are great. And then of course, the one thing in my workshop that I cannot live without is my air purifier, the Levoit Core 600. And again, I have another video in my storefront that breaks down a lot more on that video, on the air purifier, but it will kick on automatically when it feels that the air in here needs to be purified. I do have it off right now because it's not loud. I can turn it on so you guys can hear. Right when I kick it on, it's gonna want to work, and so I don't know if you guys can hear it. When you put it on, it kicks on, and it's, you know, detecting everything, figuring out how fast it needs to work. But there's times where I walk in here and it's off, so it will work automatically. And then there is an app on my phone that is controlled, and it is controlled with, I don't want to say her name, but Alexa. My Alexa will hear me say that and ask me what I want, but you can control it with that. And then also these Meyer Imports crushed glass. Love this. This is what's going to give you that just shimmer and gorgeousness that I sprinkle when my resin is still not cured. I sprinkle it over the celestial glass, and this is just insane shimmer and sparkle, so you can see it in, let's see, just see that sparkle. Well, that's what you get on here. So especially when there's like a light that shimmers on it, it's really, really shimmery. And that's it, guys. So that was my first live. Hopefully I'll come on here more and do some more and share some of the other products that I absolutely love. Thanks for coming on, and be sure to subscribe to my channel here to not miss some great art supplies and some other stuff that I love buying on Amazon. Thanks, everybody. Bye.